Hello everyone, this is Taliesin McKnight, and today I wanted to talk about presentness as a preparation for sex magic. Being present. In my opinion, now, one person's meat may be another's poison. There is no one way to train or practice sex magic. However, in my opinion, the practice of being present in the moment, whatever you're doing, is a good prerequisite. Being able to control the mind while having ecstasy. There needs to be an element of control of thought and energy. And to have really effective results with sex magic, you have to be able to be properly aroused to orgasm thinking about something non-sexual, like money, or a better position, or enlightenment. It can be very difficult to reach the level of arousal. Again, we're talking about sex magic. It can be very hard for people. And so here we come to this idea also of desensitization. Pornography is a hot topic. Some people say that pornography is harmful. Some people say that it harms the actresses and I guess actors, maybe, probably. And, I don't know. I have too much on my plate to figure out every aspect of society, so I focus on methods, rather than, I have to, choose my battles and figuring things out. But, damn it, my mind drifted. What was it? Oh, yes. Desensitization, though. And some people say that porn is healthy and fine, and they're consenting adults, and they choose to make money however they do. And sex work is legitimate work. Whatever the case may be, I'm not here to kink shame or say stop watching porn. But what I am saying is that when it takes a lot of stimulus, okay, again, we're talking about sex magic, I'm talking about pornography just a minute. It's not about pornography being right or wrong or whatever the case may be. The thing is, if it takes you to watch really filthy porn to be aroused, then it might be hard to reach arousal without that, and especially thinking of something non-sexual like publishing a book or something, right? So, while I certainly don't think there's anything wrong with pornography, the problem is when it takes so much stimulus to be able to reach the arousal state in order to do sex magic. So you may have to take a break, I think, some people. That is, if you're not able to reach the arousal state to properly do sex magic. Now, back to the topic I had. A good prerequisite, and really it helps sex in general, to not allow yourself to fantasize. I don't know if, I think that, a lot of people do that, They allow their minds to drift during sex. The key is to focus on the present moment, okay? You need to be able to reach the proper arousal without any aid from mental images or pornography or anything else. You need to be able to reach the arousal stage. If you can't reach proper arousal by what's in front of you that you're doing, and you have to bring in outside aid, how are you going to reach the level of arousal to do sex magic properly? So anyways, this is a very long way of me saying that what I recommend for people that want to learn sex magic is to be present during the sex act. Don't think of other things. Don't fantasize. Don't visualize hot scenarios in your mind. No. Look down at your partner. Touch your partner. Hear your partner. Hear your partner moan. Touch her skin or whatever, whoever you're with, right? The key is to be in the present moment. And how could your mind drift if you do this? There's a arousal right in front of you. You're looking at your partner. Hello, Agyamong. Always with... Agyamong always says stuff like, "Good afternoon, my great magician, my master." No, I'm just a very humble guy. I'm a practitioner. Thank you, though. Today we're talking about sex magic, and a prerequisite is to be present in the moment. To be able to be properly aroused just with your partner or by yourself, which is more difficult, okay? I'm going to be honest, I'm very awkward in these videos. I think a lot of magicians, a lot of occultists, a lot of people that think outside the box tend to be very sexually charged people. You know, a lot of us are. And, but I feel very awkward just talking to the internet about, you know, things like oral sex and things. It's very awkward. When I talk about sex magic, I'm going to have to go into taboo topics. I'm going to have to cover things, and I'm just going to have to get over my awkwardness. No stone left unturned. You know, although I think I'm going to do a lot of these on my Patreon only, and on Patreon I'll be able to go more in depth, okay? But I'm just going to have to talk about things like anal sex and threesomes and all kinds of things that I've never talked about on here, breaking taboos. Now, again, I'm going all over the place, but these are all important things that I want to convey. For some people, sex magic may be by themselves. For some people, sex magic may be between a married couple, and they don't go and do these raunchy things, right? It could be a married couple, and it's a very intimate, loving thing between a monogamous married couple, right? And then there are people that is about sexual liberty, freedom, and breaking taboos, transgression. Again, not real transgression. When I say transgression, I don't mean go hurt someone or be, you know, do bad stuff. No. What I mean is false restrictions. Like, you know, I don't know. Some people have foot fetishes. Some people have homosexual or lesbian or bisexual tendencies. And, you know, that was the cat. I've got cats all over the porch. There's a joke there. Anyways, where was I? Yes, license. Some people, it's breaking all these rules. So since I have to talk about all these things, I'm going to have to both address, you know, the monogamous married couple, very intimate, and I'm also going to have to talk about taboo subjects like group sex and things like that. We're going to have to talk about things like people dealing with, like I said, homosexual emotions or whatever. We're going to have to talk about all kinds of things in these videos that for me is very weird to do in front of the world. But it needs to be done. I must follow my will. I must talk about sex magic. Now, back to the topic at hand. Focus on the partner. Focus on the partner. Reach one-pointedness. If you can keep your mind focused, and by the way, guys out there, you know, I know a lot of men deal with things like, you know, sexual dysfunction and things. You know, maybe focusing more on what's happening in the moment with one point in focus, you might find that you can go, you know, multiple times in a row, which men are technically not supposed to be able to do, but we can. We can. Takes control. You want to be able to have sex 3 times in a row without stopping at all. I think that we are capable of more than people are aware. But anyways, prerequisite to sex magic is to not watch porn or to not think of fantasies, but instead to focus on your partner. And if you're alone, it's much more difficult. But more difficult is better because it's more of a training. It's like going to the gym with heavier weights. By yourself is more challenging to stay in the moment. How do you get aroused? By just focusing on your hands. It's difficult, but you need to learn to do this if you're going to be able to be aroused thinking of money or a new job position. And also learning to keep the mind on one thing. If you can't keep your mind on what's in front of your face, then how are you going to keep your mind on this goal, okay, for 30 minutes of really hot sex? It's very difficult. So my recommendation for anyone that, and many of y'all are already doing sex magic. People tell me all the time, well, all the time. Recently that I brought this up, people have been telling me, I already do sex magic. Well, great. That's cool. So have I for years. But for those that are maybe people aren't even interested in these videos, it's fine. But I think there's ways to find new ways to manifest and to develop technique. And think of it this way. Sexual energy is tied to Kundalini force. And now you can kind of understand why this is taboo in some Taoist and yoga circles that are very traditional. Because not only do many of these Eastern systems, by the way, not Christian, they're Eastern systems, they're celibates. Or not only is it breaking celibacy by stoking the fires, it's also it's stoking the passions. But also think of sex magic, how taboo this is. You're using the Kundalini force, that's like the holiest force imaginable, the force of our ultimate liberation, and you're using that to get a car or something, right? But here's the thing, we have to break all these dumb ideas and opinions. Society is filled with bullshit and bullshit ideas and bullshit restrictions, and people can bend their back to the yoke of slavery and conform to the worker or whatever. It's fine, you're living your life. Or people can break free. There is a wild animal in each of them. But having said all that, back to the central point of this video, focus on what you're doing physically. If you can't focus on, if you can't focus on a beautiful, any whatever, woman or whatever, riding on top of you, and your mind drifts from that, how the hell are you going to focus on money? So anyways, having said all that, that's pretty much it for today. One-pointed focus, meditation, learning to control the mind in a state of rapture. And this is beginning the elements of control. And over time, we'll get into, a little bit dirtier, little saucy subjects coming up. We'll be getting into the naughty shit. But for now, that's my video. Focus on what you're doing. Don't let your mind drift. Just focus on your partner or yourself. And try doing that. Be aroused by your partner instead of the imaginary things, Anyways, unless it's a goal. But that's the thing. It's hard to be stimulated over thinking of getting a new boat or something. So that's it for today. A lot more videos are going to come out on sex magic. People on Patreon have been, supporting me, and I haven't been making content. I feel bad about that. I do care. I just deal with my own. It's very hard to make myself make videos sometimes, but I'm remedying this by opening up these videos and talking about a topic I'm very interested in. But I think that this would be very good for Patreon. And also, it's a little less awkward for me to talk about really raunchy subjects and a little bit more of a private platform. But anyways, hey, good morning, Lateriona. It's great to see you here. Thank you all of y'all for watching. I'm about to end this live, though. By the way, I have to re-upload, because motherfucking Facebook deletes them after 30 days, the lives. So your comments will be gone. It's not my fault. I'm not trying to hide comments. It's just that I like doing lives, but Facebook deletes them. So as soon as I finish this live, I'm going to download it and re-upload it. So if you want to support my work, please like, share. If you would like to, do what thou wilt. And I will see y'all in the next video. Alright, thank you so much, everyone. And I'm going to re-upload this, so you'll see it in like 5 minutes again. And we're going to keep going into this topic. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Alright, have a great day, y'all.